Throughout the years, we've seen countless versions of the Camaro, each one blending massive horsepower with head-turning design. And there's a hidden world of extremely rare and mysterious Camaros behind the well-known SS and ZL1 variants that very few people have ever heard of. What happened to those prototypes that vanished into thin air? From unique additions to rare prototypes, these Camaros have left their mark without leaving much of a trace. So, did Chevrolet secretly create a Camaro that never hit the streets, or was it merely a rumor to stir up the car world? We're going to reveal the most elusive Camaros in history, from hidden special editions to forgotten prototypes. Our journey begins with the legendary Motion 454 LS7 Camaro, a car so unique and powerful that it stands alone in Camaro history. Many car enthusiasts dream of owning a first-gen Camaro, but what if we told you there's only one Baldwin Motion LS7 1969 Camaro SS? When a man at a racetrack casually claimed to possess this one-of-a-kind muscle automobile, you can only imagine the suspicion that followed. You might think it's just another make-up story. But here's where the story gets interesting. The same man took his Camaro to legendary motor car for restoration years later. Jaws dropped when the hood popped. Was this mysterious beast the real thing? Certified speed junkie Ray Dogger traveled from Pennsylvania in 1969 to see the mastermind behind Baldwin Motion, Joel Rosen. His mission? To purchase the most outlandish Camaro of the first generation ever produced. Dogger began with a 1969 Camaro SS in Daytona yellow, but the salesperson boldly suggested replacing the planned 427 big block with the much more extreme LS7 454. This iconic Camaro is powered by a 454 cubic inch LS7 V8 engine that produced 460 horsepower at first. However, Baldwin Motion wasn't happy with factory output, so they modified this beast to produce an incredible 522 horsepower and close to 600 pound-feet of torque. When paired with the legendary M22 Rock Crusher 4-speed manual gearbox, it provided a thrilling driving experience. The vehicle had a 4.88 positive traction 12-bolt rear end to manage all that power, making sure all of its muscle hit the road. This powertrain's engineering goal was dominance, not just speed. Amazingly, this unique Camaro continues to scream to life today. When it was put up for sale in 2024, offers reached $750,000, which is impressive proof of its legendary reputation. But if you thought the Motion 454 LS7 was a rare beast, wait till you learn about the Yenko Turbo Z Camaro, a vehicle that overcame the odds during a horsepower drought. Muscle cars weren't quite at their peak in the early 1980s. Factory Camaros were only producing 190 horsepower from their 350 naturally powered engines. However, Yenko had no intention of letting the Camaro's heritage fade in silence. The team installed an international turbocharger on the Z28, boosting its 350 cubic inch LM1 V8 engine by 7 psi, drawing inspiration from their previous Turbo Vega experience. This clever modification increased power by 30%, bringing the Camaro's output to an amazing 240 to 250 horsepower, a major achievement for its era. These models boasted enhanced features such as two-piece weld wheels, Koni shocks, modified brushing, sportier seating, and an eye-catching exterior package. The Turbo Z Camaro offered an exciting driving experience when paired with a 350 Turbo Hydromatic 3-speed automatic transmission. This car proved its strength on the road with an amazing quarter-mile time of 14.51 seconds at 97.81 miles per hour. These Turbo Z Camaros are an extremely rare gem in the world of muscle cars, as just 19 were ever produced. After the powerhouse Yenko Turbo Z Camaro, get ready to witness an absolute game-changer in the muscle car world, the 1969 Camaro ZL1. With the most potent engine at the time, the ZL1 was a car that could rule the streets and the racetrack, demonstrating Chevrolet's engineering expertise. Fred Gibb, the owner of a Chevy dealership in Illinois, drew inspiration from the success of the Can-Am series. He pushed Chevrolet to develop a unique package for the Camaro. This package would accommodate the all-aluminum 427 ZL1 engine, designed to compete against the Hemi-powered Mopars in the NHRA's Pro Stock class. Official ratings for this beast were 376 horsepower net and 430 horsepower gross when installed. However, the car's true capability emerged after modifications, with sources claiming it could produce over 500 horsepower, especially with an upgraded exhaust. With a powerful 450 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM, the ZL1 had the muscle it required to rule the track. It demonstrated its racing prowess, completing the quarter mile in 11.6 seconds and reaching 122 miles per hour. Only 69 ZL1 Camaros were made in total, and today there are only about 40 known to exist. Now, each one fetches a higher price tag. The most recent deal came close to $500,000. Now, let's explore a classic icon, the Camaro SS. In 1970, the Camaro underwent its full-body redesign, becoming longer, lower, and wider with a sleek European-inspired look. To start this era, Chevrolet decided to introduce a big block engine that would revolutionize muscle cars. But a 67-day United Auto Workers strike slowed manufacturing just when it looked like the Camaro was ready to take the lead. What if I told you that this delay resulted in the creation of one of the rarest Camaro models ever? Chevrolet fitted the legendary L78 396 big block engine to only 61 of these vehicles before replacing it in 1971 with a less potent 300 horsepower variant. But the L78 was a real powerhouse with its impressive 375 horsepower, especially when combined with a positive traction rear end and the M21 4-speed transmission. The 1970 LS8 Camaro's performance roots were further highlighted with the addition of a 7,000 RPM tachometer and a 150 mph speedometer. Optional power steering and disc brakes softened the monstrous engine, making it a sought-after gem among second-generation Camaro collectors today. Let's now discuss a different kind of performance legend, the Camaro 1LE. These cars were built with the sole goal of winning the Canadian Players Challenge Series in the prestigious stock racing series organized by the SCCA. As it was so exclusive, it was almost impossible to obtain one without a cheat code. To even be eligible to order a 1LE, you needed to show proof of your intention to compete in an IMSA or SCCA event. Additionally, if you wanted the optional V8, you had to choose several different option codes to initiate the 1LE model build. Furthermore, a 5.0-liter or 5.7-liter V8 engine, depending on the configuration, powered the 1LE and produced 195 to 230 horsepower. Both models had fuel injection in Chevy's TPI system, with a 5-speed manual available for the 5.0-liter and a 4-speed automatic for the 5.7-liter. They removed fog lights, air conditioning, and motorized windows in order to reduce weight. Only 6 cars were produced in its first year, but by the conclusion of the 1989 model year, that number had increased to 1,000. These cars were built for racing, and John Hierarchy showcased their capabilities by winning 1 to 2 championships in the SCCA Escort and Firestone Firehawk series. Now it's time to shift gears and take a look at the rare and collectible GMMG ZL1 Camaros. When most people think of rare or desirable Camaros, they often picture the first or second generation. But what if I told you that the 4th generation Camaro has a rare and collectible version that's just as impressive? Surprising, right? Well, get ready to meet the GMMG ZL1 Camaro, an unexpected gem that changed the game. It all began as a fan-driven endeavor by a group known as GMMG Inc., the same firm that created the renowned Dale Earnhardt Intimidator SS and other customized Camaros. GMMG produced the ZL1 in 3 distinct stages, adopting 1960s style production numbers and naming standards. Similar to the original ZL1, they only produced 69 of them, which were sent to a few dozen dealerships around the nation. In fact, the Phase 3 performance tier was equipped with a 427 cubic inch LS6 engine that could generate approximately 600 horsepower and 575 pound-feet of torque. In addition, the Phase 3 cars included a C-back chambered exhaust, a 4.10 rear axle, and a variety of Corvette Z06 suspension and brake components that made the vehicle seem more aggressive. These cars also featured the 1969 ZL1 bow tie style emblem and a new grille, a perfect tribute to the iconic Camaro. The final car produced was a special Phase 4 SR427, created to pay tribute to the legendary Bill Grumpy Jenkins. Next on the list is the 30th anniversary Chevrolet LT4 Camaro. The year 1997 marked the 30th anniversary of the Camaro, and Chevrolet needed to pay a fitting tribute. There's no better way to celebrate than with a powerful beast. To achieve this, SLP Engineering, famous for its performance parts, took the remaining LT4 engines from the 1996 Corvette Grand Sport production and converted them into 100 Camaro SS models. These LT4 engines produced over 330 horsepower at a redline of 6,300 RPM and nearly 11-to-1 compression. That was quite an achievement for a pre-LS 1/4 Gen Camaro, but SLP went even further. They upgraded the chassis to manage the increased power, then conducted dyno tests and road tests on every single car to make sure it was ready for the road. Last on the list is a true gem, the 1967 Z28 Camaro. Racing fans at Chevrolet pushed for a more performance-focused Camaro model in the first year of production, which led to the creation of the Z28. The engine was the real highlight of the Z28. When the Trans Am series specified a maximum engine displacement of 5 liters, Chevrolet created the renowned Tiny Block with a cubic inch of displacement. With a cross-ram intake manifold, high lift cam, and other performance components, it could easily reach 7,500 RPM. Chevrolet gave it a modest 290 horsepower rating, but the engine was far more powerful. Chevrolet did not advertise the Z28. It was merely included as a performance package in the list of production codes. The Z28 was the rarest and least produced model of the first generation, with only 602 smart buyers able to decode the order sheet and buy it. What do you think? Could you have cracked the code? And with that, we wrap up our list of the 8 rarest Camaros ever built. Did we overlook a Camaro that you believe should be on the list? Or is there one you'd like us to explore further in the future? Comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming episode in the Muscle Car Vault. If you enjoyed this journey through Camaro history, check out our previous video, Most Epic Movie Car Chases Ever Caught on Camera. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.